Well, YouTubers, it's Russ and Tom again for two more preppers.
Yeah, that it is. We was talking about a situation there this morning when I was woken by those helicopters, and it made me think. And I don't know, you wake up one day and you're woke up by that same sound, or maybe sounds of something else, but you wake up. Well, what would you do and how would you handle it if you woke up, the chopper's flying over your house, maybe you discover your TV channels are off, maybe no radio,
No internet.
The internet ain't up. I mean, what do you do? What are you, at that precise moment? I mean, you'd have to be scared. I mean, it would just have to terrify you, because, you know, people like us that prepare for stuff, we're thinking something happened.
First thing on your mind, yeah.
Yeah. So what would we do, Russ? You know, what's the best thing you think?
Well, the first thing is your TV's off, so you don't have nothing there, which TV isn't that good for a shit hit the fan situation anyway. And then your FM radio, most of them don't have backup generators, so if the power's out, they're probably not going to be running. If they do, they're not going to run long. Your best bet is AM radio, which a lot of people have forgotten about anymore.
Oh,
yeah. Because everybody's on FM radio. But AM radio's got your emergency broadcast, and there's somewhere on there you can tune in your area you can check, and it'd be a good idea to put those frequencies down somewhere so you know where to tune. When you're able to, they have emergency. If something does happen in your area, you can go to that frequency and actually hear what's going on.
Well, here's the killer for me, and you know this. I don't even have a radio.
Yeah.
I mean, I take that back. We got that one in the bathroom. The old lady keeps it on some country station, but the radio's so bad, when you try to change it, it's all static.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I should get.
And the best thing you should get is one that's solar powered or wind up.
Yeah.
And if the power's out for an extended period of time, you don't need battery backup. You don't need any batteries or power whatsoever. And another thing would be good to get into is if you have a scanner, put in ham frequencies. Know your local ham frequencies or repeaters. Now,
regular scan. Say the scanner I got, my radio.
Yeah,
that'll pick up hams.
Right, 144 to 148 is VHF hams. It'll pick up any scanner will pick up.
So actually, if you got a scanner, now it's time to program.
Have a program now. Just if you need to, just block that bank out if you don't want to hear it. And once the shit hits the fan, hit that bank, and you can listen to it. Yeah. Another good thing to have, if you think it's the whole United States, is have an HF radio, a high frequency radio, or a shortwave, so you can tune other countries. Or I can tune hams, you know, it's in California. I listen to them every night. Ham operators across the, you know, like Tennessee. I listen to that, Georgia, Alabama, Florida. All these guys, I listen to them every night on my shortwave radio, HF radio.
Now those guys, when they're on their talking, do they ever talk about disasters and things like that?
Oh yeah, a lot of them. And there's a lot of like people I used to stream for on the internet. I'd stream their radio station on the internet to people that didn't have HF radios can listen. They was the TAPRN. You can still Google it; they're still doing it. And they did an emergency broadcast every, I think it was Sunday night at 9 or 8, something like that. And they actually talked about, like what we're talking about, stuff you could do for a disaster and how to be prepared for it, like long term.
So in other words, if you had that just to listen, you're going to pick up a little bit.
And learn a lot from that, right?
Learn a lot from that.
And the thing is, if shit hits the fan and you don't know what's going on, you can tune in, actually find out what is going on, or maybe get a hint of what's going on.
Well, was that those same channels where you got to be buddies with Sardi?
Yeah. David Sardi was in my chat room when I was streaming for TAPRN. That was fun. That was really fun back then.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. Dave's a good guy.
Yeah.
And what do I say now?
But now I wonder though, now like I said, you go back to that scenario. Like I said, you wake up, I don't know, maybe you work a different shift, you're getting home from work. I mean, if something happened, just driving home from work, do you think you'd see weird shit? Like a lot of military, police?
I guess it depends on what the disaster would be.
You know, I don't, like I said, I often wonder about that. And just like a lot of other people talk about all the pending disasters and things like that, when do you know that it's that severe? If you don't have radio, say someone, just say those people live over in that hill. They wake up tomorrow, nothing works. Maybe it's an old guy, he's gonna go out with once, twice tomorrow. He's sitting there just thinking power's down or whatever, and not realizing that there is a disaster going on around him.
Well, my first thing if I woke up and there wasn't no power would be, because I got everything on battery and solar, so would be turn the radio on. If there's nothing on the radio, but if the radio don't work at all, it won't come on. You know what I'm saying? It's fried.
See, I believe first of all, there's a million scenarios out there
that can happen. Some people
prep for just specific events, and one of the big ones I think is your own federal government.
Right.
If the government was really involved in it, you're never going to get any TV, radio. I mean, I doubt that they would even broadcast the emergency channels and stuff. Because they're the ones coming after you.
Well, if it's the government doing something to you. Now, if it's an EMP and you didn't have nothing, put in those, what are they called now? The box you build, the metal box, and put your stuff in the
Faraday key.
Faraday key. That's it.
And Dave's already got one because the same building.
Yep. If you don't have something in there, everything's fried. You're not going to have no radio at all, or no communications whatsoever. And the thing about it is, if something like that happened, I would figure it would either be an EMP or a solar flare of some sort.
Then I often wonder, just like this area, say everyone woke up, everything was down, and it wasn't the EMP, but people were getting in their car, and right away they're going to try to drive, whether it be maybe the fire department, police department, to try to find out just what the hell is going on.
Right.
Are those people, the emergency personnel, going to be truthful with us?
They may not even know.
That's
what I mean?
What it says.
They may not know what's going on.
I think if it's a disaster of some sort, you would think they would have some knowledge of what's going on. I think if the government done it, I don't think they're going to know.
No.
Because I think if something through the military, through our government, I don't think our military is going to be involved. It's going to be all that Homeland Security.
Right.
Because that's like Obama's private. He's building that army for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think that'll have nothing to do with the military.
Yeah. And like I said, the HF radio is the best thing because you can see how widespread it is. If you can pick up anything, you know what I mean, like hams talking across the country or just tuning into like other countries' radio broadcast, you know what I mean? Because you can get anywhere. Africa, it don't matter. London, you can pick all that.
Yeah, because something, say a government overthrow right there. Africa's still going to have what they have. England's still going to have what they have.
You know how widespread it is.
And they would probably be reporting on it.
Yeah,
hey,
eventually.
Guess what? The American government's taking over the United States.
Yeah, at first they won't, but eventually they'll, you'll pick up tidbits and know what's going on. So.
But that whole thing is just like today, like I said, it made me think about that.
Right.
I mean,
it was
kind of weird to hear that. And like I said, I was just kind of waking up. It ain't like I was dead asleep the second time, but like as soon as you heard it, you're like, man, that's no good. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
And thank God they kept on going. There wasn't parachutes and stuff coming out of it.
Yeah.
Because it would have got ugly.
But you can get these little wind-up radios, and you can deal with shortwave on them. But the thing about it is they won't do the sideband, which most hams operate on, but there is some hams on, I think it's 3.886 megahertz, and they're on AM, and they're on late at night. Now, you could use that radio for that.
But what would be the best, say you're only going to buy one radio, with one either solar, I think the crank's the best.
Or if you can run something on solar power or battery operated.
You live in Alaska where it's dark for months.
Yeah.
Solar ain't going to be
good. So wind up.
The wind up would be, if I was buying one radio, make sure it's wind up and hold what frequency.
Yeah, you want at least AM. You definitely want AM. I mean, you can just throw FM now as far as I care, because AM is where you're going to get the main what's going on in your area. That's local area. You know what I mean? Yeah. You might hit at night here like Boston or someplace like that at night. But then you want HF, which is high frequency radio, so you can pick up other countries, or even in our United States, but further away.
Keep talking, Russ. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee.
And then you definitely want to be able to pick up ham operators that's nationwide. You know what I mean? Across the country. That's your main thing. When you're going to get, hey, is this happening in your area? And they'll be talking back and forth about it. You know, you might not be able to talk to them, but you can pick up information from them.
But I tell you what, you know, that was scary. A lot of people, I guess depending on what part of maybe the county he was in, you didn't even know what happened.
Right.
A friend of ours, Josh, he's on some of our videos. He had to work this morning, and he was up in the Kaiser area, and I right away got a hold of him, and he had no clue. I mean, he didn't see it. And a lot of times when he's up in the West Virginia area, he sees all kinds of weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing the stuff that boy
he's got some pictures of stuff that.
All right, hot. Oh, I need my glove.
Yeah, definitely. I see the steam coming off.
Oh, I need my glove. All right, YouTube.
Tom's coffee.
Don't be making fun of my gloves. We found these in the garage.
Hey, they work. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I don't care.
But yeah, HF radio would be the best thing. AM radio for local, HF for widespread. You know, so you know what's going on everywhere.
And you can't really count on. You know, everybody talks about mainstream media sucks. Some people. I only watch Fox.
Yeah.
And I also believe that in the same respect, Fox is restricted. I heard a guy was saying that they were talking about these small media people that have YouTube. Some of them got YouTube channels. Some of them got internet pages, and they report the news. But they were saying that when they say stuff, they're not restricted by the federal government like the mainstream is.
Right.
He said there's like a whole set of rules and the policies that they got to abide by.
That's not right.
No, it's not, because that's what news is all about.
That's what you want. You want the truth. The truth of everything that's going on.
You know, and here's what I don't understand: with the bad problems this country's got, and anybody with any common sense can see that Obama's turning this into a communist nation. With all these problems we got, Fox News is worrying about this cocaine mayor up in Canada. Hey, I don't live in Canada. I don't care what the guy takes.
Yeah.
You know, talk about the important shit. You know, they're back and forth. And they will report a lot on the Obamacare. But what I don't understand is, and nobody's saying this, and I mentioned it one other time, nobody's saying this,